Woohoo! You're invited. You're invited to the Courage to Be series. And so that's really like the courage explorations here. I'll figure out what the name is. You'll see that later on. But in this series here, it's something that came to me earlier today. And I realized that we're in the middle of Fearless February, where it's not about being fearless, but it's about fearing less. And the idea here, really, there are elements of Fearless February that run through as some of the core tenets, core principles that allow us to allow you and myself to be able to play that game much stronger. Now, what I've realized is that the more that I try and share, the more that I try and teach specifically around how to fear less, the more it doesn't feel real. It stays in an abstraction. And so I'm spending some time actually sharing in real time the doubts, the fears, the challenges that I'm going through right now, and bringing them out to life so you can see how I'm navigating it. But that also doesn't feel like it's enough. And so I want to offer something else on top of this. And that's the chance for us to come together as a group to work through the things that matter to you. I'm someone that's this is what I don't want you to know. One of my fears is being seen as being inconsistent and untrustworthy as a result. And so typically I'm someone that's like, I won't tell you what I'm doing in advance, or once I've made a decision, I don't change it up. And I'm dealing with that fear right now in Fearless February too. Seeing what would it be like to be inconsistent, to change things up, to pivot as the time calls for, or as the inspiration leads, right? And so this is part of that pivot here. And part of the pivot is that I want to give us a chance to actually come together and to own our fears in a very different way, to embrace them, to appreciate them, to discover them. Like, some of us don't even know what it is that we're afraid of. And it's not because we're not afraid, but it's because we haven't been able to see what is truly at the core of that fear. And then to leverage that, and that's a funny thing, leverage that, to use the fear as a way to move forward. I know that since now there's the fear of being seen as inconsistent has come to the surface and has become into my purview. I can use that to say, okay, where are the areas that I'm being too rigid, where I'm staying with things that aren't working, and it's costing me. It's costing me dearly in my business. It's costing me in my life. It's costing me my energy. It's costing me in the elements of my fun and my fulfillment. It's costing me. So I'm leaning into that here during this month and inviting you to the Courage to Be series. Basically, twice a week, we're going to get together and we're going to have a different topic where we're going to explore the courage, like how you can be more courageous within it. It might be the courage to be seen, the courage to be visible, the courage to launch. Maybe it's launch your book, launch your podcast, launch your business, the courage to be promoted, and that might be promoted within your organization. It might be promoting yourself. You know, there's a lot in that when I talk to people who have great visions, great missions, great things that they want to bring to the world, and they're afraid of self-promotion or having others raise them up as well, and they're hiding instead, right? So we're going to be exploring a number of these different courage to ideas, and what I'm committed to is saying, okay, we'll find time to do it twice a week for at least the rest of February, and on top of that, I'm going to set out the first 4 sessions, but the people who end up showing up to these sessions are the ones that are going to choose the next sessions afterwards, right? So come be a part of this here, and then be selfish. Have the courage to be selfish and ask for what you need to be able to move you forward and show up as unapologetically yourself. Because if you're not showing up as unapologetically you're showing up as apologetically someone else. And that is not the game that will actually end up changing the world. You can go and play someone else's game, but I promise you, my friend, you're not going to be making the impact that you're looking to make. If you're down to have this exponential impact with us all, go to niamah.com/tribe. That's NIAMAH.com/tribe. I love that little mix there. So NIAMAH.com/tribe. Sign up, and you'll get an invitation to the Courage 2 sessions, as well as anything else that we're doing when it comes to explorations, expeditions, just a chance for us to explore being courageous and being more of ourselves and being unapologetically ourselves, so we can leverage that to create more impact, influence, and income in our worlds. That's the game that we're playing. You're invited. I'll see you later on. All right. Here's to being more you. Take care.